Hey guys, it's the Whale coming at you with my Purrely deck profile that I've been playing for the past month and a half, mostly because the format's boring and everything like that. Before I get started, I did top 2 locals already with this deck. I feel very comfortable with it, and I really like the direction that the deck is, for kind of like a locals deck, and I am getting better slowly but surely with it. So I really want to stick with it. It's pretty good meta cost, really cheap. Before I get started, this deck profile is actually dedicated to my daughter. She's a crazy cat lady, so this one actually goes out to her. So Melanie, if you're watching this, I love you. And like always, if you guys just care about the deck image down below. And let's get right to the deck profile. Ladies and gentlemen, we're playing 2 Purrely. All right, 2 of the white cats. Essentially, what these do, if you guys don't know what Purrelys do, I'm gonna try my best to center it here. Hopefully, you guys can see it. Sorry, I have to get better equipment. But what Purrely usually does is that this one is a non once per turn effect. So on summon, normal, or special, you get to excavate the top 3 cards, add a Purrely spell that you excavated back to the hand, and put the rest in the bottom of the deck. All right, and then it has another effect that you can reveal a Purrely quick play spell, and then XYZ utilizing that Purrely quick play spells. This is great for baiting Appaloosa negates that usually tend to have 2 or 3 negates. You basically already baited with 1 card, and this card is just really, really good. For the other ones, we're obviously playing 2 of the white cat Purrely or Purrely. So we have 2 Purrely and 2 Purrely. I was running with 3 Purrely, 3 of the white cat, and 2 of the black cat for a while, but um, I feel like once you learn to manage your resources and utilize every single card in your disposal, I feel like 2-2 is the perfect ratio. So Purrely actually has a hard once per turn effect. So on normal or special summon, lets you add a Purrely card from your deck to your hand. So that's really good. And then except quick play though, so keep that in mind. So it lets you add the continuous or the Purrely, or the field spell. Exactly. So this is usually used for that, or even the trap. And then you can target one Purrely quick play spell in your graveyard and essentially rank up using that Purrely quick play spell. So pretty into happiness, pretty into beauty, and happy memory into happiness, that sort of thing. So we'll go more into that as we move along. This is it for the Purrely monsters in the main deck. So we're running a total of 4. You really don't want to have them in your hand. You usually want to dig them in your deck, right? But we do run a lot of cards that let us get to that. So number 1, we're running 3 Pretty Memory. Pretty Memory is they're all quick play spells. They're all non once per turn, which is really busted. This one states that each player gains 1,000 life points, and then on resolution of that, you can discard 1 card, special summon a Purrely from your deck, or a Purrely monster from your deck. So that's really good. And then it has the secondary effect that's why these cards are so busted. That once per turn, again, soft once per turn. So if you have multiples under the same XYZ, you're able to use it. Okay. You can send one other card you control to the graveyard to target 1 card your opponent controls and attach it to it as a material. So you rank up, and then this gains this secondary effect to send another card you control to the graveyard, target, and attach it. This is a great removal tool. It doesn't get destroyed, doesn't get sent to the graveyard or anything. You just absorb it. This is fantastic for getting those flamberges, or from getting those pesky Fire King monsters off the board. Extremely, extremely potent. With the 3 Pretty, we're obviously running the 3 Happy. So Happy, same exact thing. You choose 1 card on the field, and until the end of the next turn, the first time that it would be destroyed by card effect, it is not destroyed. You usually want to target your field spell or your continuous spell, but this is also really good for if you're playing against the Fire King matchup. You can target their own stuff. Unchained, Yubel, it's really, really good card. That being said, this one lets you have an additional attack if the XYZ monster is under, if this is under an XYZ monster. So you get +1 attack for each Pretty Memory that you have. So if you have 2, you get 2 additional attacks, etc., etc. This is pretty much your OTK tool with Purrely Happiness. So you guys really need to know that combo to play this deck effectively. Okay, we are playing the 2 Delicious. This was great to come back, in the ban list. This was fantastic. It really, really helps out Purrely in general, like the archetype. So this lets you get to your big Noir turn 1. So you don't need to rely on the trap or anything like that. Essentially, This not only lets you get to the big noir, but it also lets you, because of plump, but it also lets you get really beefy and stuff like that. We'll talk more about the XYZs when I get to that section of it, okay? This one states that you have to choose one monster on the field, and until the end of the next turn, it cannot be destroyed by battle. So this is extremely good, again, for OTK purposes, right? We're also running the 2 Sleepy Memory. Sleepy Memory lets us draw on the opponent's turn, but that's pretty much all that it is. And if you were to take to effect damage, or the next battle or effect damage you take this turn becomes 0. Pretty good. But it's mostly used for the draw 4 combo, right? We're running 3 Mi Amigo Purrely, my friend Purrely. All right. So this right here basically is lets you kickstart to your engine, right? This does everything for your deck, right? So it's a continuous spell. Pay 500, reveal 3 Purrely cards from your deck. Except my friend Purrely, your opponent randomly adds 1 to your hand. But that's not even the most busted effect. It's a great Rhoda-like effect that the deck needs, but it's not even the best one. The best one is actually the secondary effect, which states that if a face-up Purrely XYZ monster you control leaves the field by an opponent's card, even during the damage step, okay, you can add up to 3 Purrely quick play spells with different names from your deck to from your graveyard to your hand. So essentially, this gives you so much recyclability and so much like on the clap back to the next turn. Okay, so extremely potent card. This also in tandem with the 3 Purrely Street, this is considered the best card in the deck because it makes it so that your opponent cannot target special summon Purrely monsters the turn that they are summoned. So if you bring out the little cats from your deck while this is on the board, they can't Mourner, they can't Veiler, they can't Imperm, and that is a lot of hand traps that people are running nowadays. So extremely important. Not only that, it has a great secondary effect that if a face-up Purrely XYZ monster you control leaves the field because an opponent's card, okay, so same thing like the continuous, you can special summon 1 level 1 Purrely monster from your deck or graveyard. Extremely good to kind of keep recycling your engine. Not only that, it also has the end phase effect that once per turn during the end phase, both players end phase, you can attach to 1 Purrely XYZ monster you control, 1 Purrely quick play spell from your deck or graveyard. So again, really good to kind of keep attaching and stuff like that. So this is great to get like a pretty memory under an XYZ, and then for your next turn to kind of suck something up, right? And then of course we're running the 1 Purrely Yeet. Okay, this lets you essentially just rank up with Noir. This is like your classic. I tested 2. I believe it's not very much needed. Maybe in a slower meta game, but even with 2, I just didn't feel like it was needed. I think 1 is just fine. So yeah, just 1 Yeet. Okay. For the rest, we're obviously running the 1 Terraforming because Street is so important, to dodge those princesses in the graveyard, to dodge those Kieran, I'm sorry, not Kieran's, to dodge like, those targeted effects. Really good. So you do want Purrely Street in your hand. I am running 2 Dark Ruler no more. I'm running kind of a mix. Since you draw so much in this deck, I didn't want to go like a pure like cross out build. I don't think the deck is so susceptible to it, even though people do say so. At least at my locals, I found that 1 Ash or something like that isn't gonna be the end of the world for me. Droll does kind of hurt, but in the end of the day, if they have it, they have it. Whatever. It's not that bad because you do have so much on the clapback with the continuous spell and the field spell. 2 Dark Rulers just really good. This deck breaks boards extremely easily. 2 Pots of Prosperity. This just lets me dig into obviously my Dark Ruler no mores, lets me dig into my engine if I don't have it, or lets me dig into my side deck cards. Extremely potent card. I just like the 2-2 ratio for me. I don't really see more. So for the hand traps, I am running quite a bit of hand traps. We're running 3 Ash Blossoms. I really like the hand trap version of the deck just because you do draw so much during your opponent's turn. You can draw 4 cards, and hopefully those 4 cards are impactful hand traps. So we're running 3 Ash, 3 Imperm, right? These are the best of the best in terms of hand traps at the moment. 3 Veiler. Effect negation is extremely important. 3 Drone Lockbird. This is, of course, for my locals. You can totally run Bestials. You can run DD Crows. You can run Mourners, if I've already said that. You can run a lot of stuff if you want. So the hand trap lineup, by all means, is accustomed to your locals. I am running 2 DD Crow. I just like the whole non-once per turn effect. I was running 2 Mourner in place of this to have more effect negations with the 3 Imperm, 3 Veiler, 2 Mourner. But just I just feel like you just need multiple hand traps. And I feel like DD Crow is extremely impactful right now with the whole Fiendsmith. If you don't have Street, you can get those Promethean Princesses off the graves and all that sort of thing. I just think it's really good. And I am running 2 Kashtira Fenrir. I love this card in this deck. Just for the times that you don't have such a strong end board, meaning I opened up 1 Fenrir, I opened up a Street, I opened up a spell, and I opened up 2 hand traps, right? So the Purrely quick play was actually pretty memory, so really nothing to kind of get me started, but I went the standard combo, Kashtira, add Kashtira, it's another discard fodder, right? Pretty memory into Purrely, give me the continuous, I search, and I just ranked up into a beauty. So I have a Kashtira Fenrir in defense for interruption, I have a beauty for effect negation, and I believe I had 1 imperm, and I had 1 effect veiler. So I had a lot of interruptions, and then on the clackback, I can totally just OTK. So that is it for the main deck, ladies and gentlemen. It is a total of 41 or 42 cards, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to the extra deck. The extra deck, we're running the 2E Purrely Happiness. This card is fantastic at the end of the damage step. If this card battled, you can add 1 Purrely card from your deck to your hand. And if this card has a pretty memory, you can then have the attack of 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, non-targeting. Okay, this card is fantastic. And then obviously it has another effect that if you quick play a Purrely quick play spell under it, you can bounce a 1 spell and trap card your opponent controls. This is really good. I think it's a 2-of because it does come up a lot going second. This is like your main way of OTKing. You obviously have the 2E Purrely Beauty. This is your effect negation. Again, fantastic card. Ending on this and a Kashtira Fenrir by itself is 2 interruptions plus, you do run 15 hand traps, so you'll probably have 1 or 2 in the hand, right? We do run the 2 Purrely Plump. Plump lets you get into your first turn Noir usually. Great card, lets you suck up materials and everything like that. We are running the 1 Little Baby Noir. Noir here just lets you get your trap into the deck, from the deck to the set. It's pretty good. This is usually, if you're doing this, you're probably going to draw 2 cards. Sorry, a total of 4 cards. For the big Purrelys, obviously the boss monster of the deck, X Purrely Noir. This card does everything that the deck wants it to do, right? Unaffected by your opponent's effects. If it has 5 or more materials, detach 2, spin a card from the field or graveyard back to the bottom of the deck. Beautiful. I am running the 1E Purrely Happiness. This card came up once, and I'd rather just have it rather than not have it. I don't currently own SP Little Knight. If I did, I would probably add it in for it. But it came up once. It's pretty good. Like kind of like a blanketing negation effect, and it burns for time. Really, really good. Obviously the Zeus package. We're running the Nightingale, the Downward Magician, and the 1 Zeus. Just a really good package, to be honest. And then for the links, I am opting to run the 1 Nightmare Phoenix and the 1 Sky Striker Ace Azalea. You guys can run Agent Moon. The link to that tributes itself for cost to like deal with skill drain, but I don't have it. I have to go to my locals. My locals don't have it either, so I kind of have to order it online. But this has just been working just fine. So a total of 15 cards in the extra deck. And for the side deck, you can side deck whatever you want. My side deck is kind of a mess right now. I didn't put it together at the moment, but you can consist of like Nibiru's, Bells, Cosmics, etc., etc. So you guys can do whatever you want. What I really love about this deck is the fact that it is so versatile in whatever you want it to do with it. You can go hard second, it can go hard first, and it plays a lot of hand traps. So ladies and gentlemen, that is it for the deck. Hopefully you guys enjoy. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below and I'll make sure to answer it. Have a good one.